Whoa, that was a close one.
It was indeed a close one, yes. Thank you. I am indebted to you.
Glad to be able to help, Bruno. It is Bruno, isn't it?
Now I must be on my way.
Wait a minute. We've met before. I know you.
You know my name is Bruno, but I am not knowing you.
Where do you come from?
A small country in Eastern Europe. You would not be able to pronounce it.
Wait a minute. I remember now. The foyer of the Hotel Ubu in Paris. You're Ostwald, the Nobel Prize winner.
Oh, my goodness. Stobart!
You're a Neo-Templar, you son of a bitch!
No, listen to me. I left the Neo-Templars. They were evil. The Grand Master, he was all lies.
The last time I'd seen Bruno was when I went head-to-head with a weird bunch known as the Neo-Templars. It had ended badly at a place called St. Ninian's. And true, Bruno wasn't lined up with the bad guys when the curtain came down. Let's say I believe you. Who's after you now?
The Neo-Templar Order was not destroyed, only badly weakened. It now seeks revenge against its enemies. In their eyes, I am a traitor. They do not forget. They do not forgive.
Yeah, I'm not on the Christmas card list either. Hi, Colonel. Everything sorted?
Soon will be. Just off to get Purdy.
Who was the weirdo in the monk's habit?
I do not know. I think maybe one of Susarro's men.
Susarro?
You know him?
As well as any stranger who tries to kill me. What's Susarro's interest in the Congo?
The Congo?
Yeah, I found a postcard from you there. It's how I found you.
Of course. My friend, Dudley Chumley.
You mean Cholmondeley?
No. Chumley. Drive him crazy being called Cholmondeley.
Not anymore, I'm afraid. Susarro got to him before I did. What about Chumley's machine? Did it really work?
Poor Dudley. His machine, yes, it worked. But only at that one place in the world.
Why there?
Like St. Ninian's. It is focus of natural energy. Geomantic energy. I have made a device that can locate the more powerful sites.
And Susarro is doing the same.
But of course.
So, Susarro wanted the site in the Congo to use its energy?
No, it was a poorly developed site, and Dudley had already dissipated much of its power. But Susarro knew this. He is not just tapping such locations. He is doing something else.
How do you know?
He is making the world sick. You have heard these reports of earthquakes and floods.
Susarro is doing that?
They are side effects. Every 12,000 years the energy builds up to a peak. This is natural. But Susarro is changing the build-up somehow, putting the world in danger. I fear he has found the Temple of the Dragon and activated it.
Susarro doesn't look like a well man.
He has dabbled with the energy for too long. At first it made him strong. Now it has made him only more or less human, and he is dying. Success doesn't just mean incredible power for him. It means his very survival.
How did Susarro get control of the Neo-Templars?
With the Grand Master dead, the Order fell into chaos. Susarro quickly took over. Anyone who opposed him was dead within a week.
So, Susarro's now the new Grand Master?
In all but name. He never liked the Templar trappings. He calls it now the Cult of the Dragon, dedicated to giving him power.
Power to do what?
Anything, Stobart. And everything.
This geomantic stuff is losing me.
Imagine the world as living thing. Its energies, they run in lines through it.
Like ley lines?
They are ley lines. The Chinese call it the Dragon Current.
So what has Susarro done with this power?
There is a place, the Temple of the Dragon. It is possible to make the energy there very powerful, very strong.
Where is this place?
Its location has been long forgotten. I think Susarro may have found it.
So what brought you to Glastonbury?
I was in Paris. It is a major power focus. Susarro's men found me. I was lucky to escape with my life. I came here.
Why Glastonbury?
See the Tor up there? It is a power site. A very important one. Look at its history, its folklore. You know, Saint Michael, he killed a dragon here. On the Tor.
Yeah, well, you can't believe everything you read, huh?
Yes, you must. This is true.
Susarro's men obviously came here after you.
They are on my trail.
Why don't you come with me to Paris?
Susarro has many agents in Paris. I would be in deadly peril.
Well, don't you think it's time we took this war to Signor Susarro?
So bad. You cannot stop this dragon cult by yourself.
I stopped the Neo-Templars once. I can do it again.
Let me at the thieving Aegis!
Take my little Lissy, would you? I'm going to kill you, you blighter!
Violence isn't the answer.
Yes, it bloody is!
Ow! Oh! Oh! Not the face! Not the face!
Daddy! No!
Trouble?
Oh, just another wild party. I don't think we should gate crash.
Two days! Lost! 2 days in a stinking cell on blown-up charges. That stupid policeman! If I see him again... Yes? Alcatraz. Who do you wish to talk to?
Nicole? Candice? Where have you been?
Staying with friends.
The boss is after you.
Thanks for the warning. Keep him off my back, would you?
I'll try.
Thanks. See you. Bye. I still hadn't found what was so special about the dead guy. My battered old phone had seen better days. I thought I should check my messages.
You have new messages.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. I've got a very important word for you. Soffits. Now, when was the last time you checked your soffits? I thought so. Well, I am calling from the Stop It Rotting Soffit Company, and I want to tell you about the Socket to 'em Soffit offer. A 50% discount on all soffits ordered before the end of the month. Just remember, your soffits say a lot about you. Why not let us stop the rot in your life? Oh, and don't worry about calling us. I'll call you back.
Nico, this is your editor. Remember me? Where in hell have you been for the last 2 days? What's all this nonsense about being arrested? Give me a call as soon as you get this message.
Perhaps I should make a call. I wondered if Andre might have any ideas.
André Lobineau?
Hi, Andre.
Nico, where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for 2 days.
The police arrested me.
What? Are you crazy? What happened?
They held me in the cells for 2 days on trumped-up charges, and then released me without a word of apology. I just hope the trail hasn't gone cold.
What are you going to do now?
Look for more clues, I suppose. Andre, I'm going to get back to the investigation. Perhaps I should make a call. Better check in with my paper.
News desk?
Hi, Candice. Is he in?
He's in another meeting.
He phoned me and left a message on my machine.
I'll get him to call you when he's free.
Bye now. I'd bought the TV and DVD player some time ago, but had hardly had the chance to use it. I didn't have the time to spend watching TV. It had once belonged to my father. It was my most precious possession. The statue was an ugly little thing. It would probably have been worth a fortune if it hadn't been badly worn across the shield. It was a photo of my old friend, Georges. I wondered what he was doing right now. Probably running a clam bake somewhere for his law firm. We had some good times together, and more than our share of dangerous ones too. George had given me this picture. I never could bring myself to throw it away. The bathroom door was looking a little shabby. Not right now. I had not had the chance to read half the books on my shelves. I didn't know why I kept buying them. I knew how to cook, but these days all I did was throw stuff into the microwave. I was scared to look inside for fear of what I would find. Looking after houseplants wasn't my forte. The clown's red nose was a clue that George and I once found. It made me think of him when I touched it. The door kept the world at bay, mostly. I considered leaving the apartment and decided to visit Vernon's place.
She asked so many questions. Odd questions.
If you ask me, she wasn't really a reporter.
She knows you are a witness. Not that I want to worry you.
You're right! I saw her entering the poor boy's apartment. Then I heard the shots.
I don't know how you sleep.
Shh! That's her!
She reminded me of an aunt of mine. She wasn't a pleasant woman. Bonjour.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
I thought you'd been arrested.
They released me. I didn't kill him.
You made a mistake, Edith.
Oh, I don't think so.
About the woman you saw,
I'm looking at her right now.
are there any details you can remember that might help?
I told the police everything. Why should I tell you?
Because she tried to frame me for murder.
Huh? What do you take me for? A character in some kind of detective story?
She's had a nasty shock.
She's not the only one.
She did tell me something. Something she overheard Vernon say.
Go on. It could be important.
He said the power was building up. And he mentioned a manuscript. I don't know if that helps.
It might. Thanks. Hello.
Bonjour. My friend's very upset.
She's upset. I was the one who was nearly killed. It was Vernon's front door. The door was securely locked. The apartment was silent. The window was now locked tight. The police had done a very good job sealing the crime scene. The flat had been securely locked up. I could see the key in the keyhole inside the door. The door was locked. If I pushed the key in now, I'd lose it for good. I had to find out why Vernon wanted to see me, and why he was killed before he got the chance. This was an old trick, but it might just work. Let's see whether those old TV shows were accurate. Aha! The door had been secured. Gently does it. It worked. The key landed neatly on the paper. It was the key to the rear of Vernon's apartment. The lock opened with a satisfying click. A box of tissues stood on the counter. A girl should never be without a tissue. I had a pretty good idea who was going to be behind the door. The poor thing looked as though she'd been crying for days. Excuse me, Beatrice.
Why have you come here? Didn't the police arrest you?
They released me. I didn't kill Vernon, but I saw the woman who did.
What do you want with me?
I want to help.
Go away!
It was a paper tissue. Here. I understand if you don't want to talk.
Thanks.
Can I ask you about Vernon?
He was very anxious to meet you.
What did he want to talk to me about? Do you know?
Not the details. He was acting so strangely.
Go on.
He said his life was in danger. Wouldn't let me come up to the flat. We had to meet in the gardens.
Why was he so scared?
It was those people.
Who?
I don't know. They paid Vernon to crack some old manuscript. I don't know why it was such a big deal. Anyone can see the manuscript on the internet.
So did he crack it?
Of course. Vernon's the best. He was the best.
So, what happened then?
They told him to keep quiet. Threatened him. That was 6 months ago.
So he risked his life to speak to me. But why now?
He said it was all coming true.
What was?
He wouldn't tell me. The stuff in the manuscript, I suppose.
Do you know anything about Vernon's safe?
Only that he's got one somewhere.
You don't know the combination?
No. It would have to be easy to remember, though. Vernon had a terrible memory.
Really?
I used to laugh, because he was always asking me my birthday.
Go on.
What's your birthday again, babe? He'd say. 23rd of October. Same every year, I tell him.
Okay, Beatrice. I'll leave you alone now.
No! Wait! What about that woman? What if she comes back?
Don't worry. She won't.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to find her and get to the bottom of this. Thanks for your help. Goodbye. If you think of anything, or just need to talk, I'm at 361 Rue Jarry.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Piecing together the information from Beatrice, I figured that her birth date was the combination I needed. Et voilà! There were only two things inside, a hand-drawn diagram and a DVD disc. Vernon claimed the diagram had some importance. The DVD disc didn't have a label. I didn't care who it was for. A reporter has to get her leads where she can. I just needed a DVD player to view it on. It wasn't going to work, not without a hard drive. A girl should never be without a tissue. I had the DVD, and now I needed to take a look at its contents. Going back to my place was the best option. What the? My God, that was close. That was the sports car I was looking for earlier. I considered leaving the area and decided to visit my apartment. My hands trembled as I slid the disc into the slot. What was so important that it got Vernon killed?
If you are watching this, Mouse, then, well, you know what's happened.
The whole world is in danger, Beatrice. The manuscript those people paid me to decode had a secret. A deadly secret. Though I didn't know it at the time. You know all those earthquakes and the crazy weather I've been going on about? They were predicted in the manuscript. Turns out it's quite famous. Called the Voynich manuscript. People have been trying to crack it for years, and I beat them to it. Me, Vernon. I haven't decoded everything, but what I've seen is enough. It talks of a power so great, it could destroy the whole of mankind. It flows continually around the earth along routes known as ley lines. The Chinese call them dragon lines. You know, an ancient civilization even learned how to use this energy, and it brought them great power. They became greedy. They lost control. The power surged. It almost destroyed the world. Beatrice, the people who paid me want to harness this power. And if they do, it is the end of the world. For real! You'll find a diagram with this. It's important, but I haven't worked out why yet. Two things I know are very important. Something called the Key of Solomon, and the strange phrase, devils and witches dance with cows on the Sabbath. The more I work on the manuscript, the more confused I become, and the more I fear for my life. Whatever happens, Mouse, I love you.
I'd wanted a big story. Now it looked as though I'd found one. But what did it all mean? I was going to need help. Perhaps I should make a call. I wondered if Andre might have any ideas.
Andre Lobineau?
Hi, Andre.
It's good to hear from you. I do worry about you, you know.
Oh, Andre, you are sweet. I've got a serious problem, Andre. I really need your help.
Tell me about it and I'll see what I can do.
The guy who died?
The one you went to interview?
That's him. He left me a message recorded onto a disc.
How terribly dramatic. A voice from beyond the grave.
This is serious, Andre. In his message, he says he managed to decipher something called the Voynich manuscript. Also, do you know anything about the Key of Solomon?
I need to see this for myself. I'll see you at your place.
Whatever happens, Mouse, I love you.
If even 1/10 of that is true,
We have to assume it is, Andre.
let's summarize what he's told us.
Something called the Voynich manuscript suggests that an ancient civilization used a power that ran through the earth itself.
And someone is trying to use that power today, possibly in the process causing earthquakes.
That strange diagram and something called the Key of Solomon has, as yet unknown, significance.
I have no idea what the diagram is, but I know about the Key of Solomon.
What does it unlock?
It's a fabled book that holds the wisdom of Solomon. What else was there?
Devils and witches dancing with cows on the Sabbath.
Devils and witches were reputed to have danced on the Ile St Louis.
Part of that island used to be called Ile Vache.
Cow Island.
There's a significant connection to the Ile St Louis. If we could only pinpoint it more closely. Andre is a dear old friend. He's always been very supportive. What could it mean, Andre?
We're going to have to be methodical about this.
You say the Key of Solomon is a book.
Yes, there are even ancient Hebrew manuscripts that are claimed to be the real thing. But genuine scholars doubt their authenticity.
Perhaps the real thing contains further information on this. What's the significance of the Ile St Louis?
I have no idea. Perhaps we need a connection to another piece of information.
Do you think there is a theatrical link to the island?
You need to do some research.
I know just the place to phone. What do you think that pattern represents?
It looks a bit like a spider.
Andre, this is serious. Do you think it could have anything to do with the lines of energy he mentioned?
Maybe this is where the power lines meet up.
Brilliant! That's it! But how does that help us? Perhaps I should make a call. Better check in with my paper.
News desk?
I need you to help me.
That's what I'm here for?
You're a resting actress, so you might know this. Is there a theatrical connection to the Ile St Louis?
There's an old theater on the island. I knew some people who were trying to get it reopened a few years back. But it's been condemned for the last 5 years.
Does it have a name?
Hieroglyph.
Thanks. I owe you one. Bye now. Andre, do you know anything about a theater called Hieroglyph?
On the Ile St Louis?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to have to investigate then. I considered leaving my apartment. Andre, I'm going to hunt down some more clues.
It's a bit late to go poking around an old theater.
I'll be fine. Typical. Hello?
Remember me, your boss?
Ah,
Where the hell have you been?
in jail. How come you didn't bail me out?
We're a bit low on resources right now, Nico. Which is why I have a new assignment for you.
I'm still working on the dead hacker story.
That's old news. I want you to...
I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
drop the case.
No! Someone framed me.
You don't get to choose, Nico. That's not the deal.
In that case, I quit. You know, I feel better for that.
There's just the question of how you'll pay the bills and eat.
Something will come up.
You sound like your friend, Georges.
The theater looked as if it had been abandoned for years. I wondered if it was really the right place. I was going to have to get inside to find out. The door was in a terrible state, but the lock was brand new. Someone was obviously still using this place. I couldn't make out much else. The door was locked. I couldn't force it. I peered through the window, but the place was too dark. I couldn't see through the filthy glass. It was the red Jaguar that had nearly run me over. The killer clearly had the connection to the theater. It looked like I was on the right track after all. The door was locked. I had no way of opening it, short of throwing a brick through the window. I could see the mask the traffic warden had described. I was in the right place, all right. It was an advertising billboard. It looked long enough to reach across to the other side of the alley, and that was where I had to go. The base of the billboard was attached by metal clips. I had loosened the clips, but the billboard didn't budge. I had loosened the clips, but nothing had happened. The billboard was attached to the scaffolding with a thin piece of string. It wouldn't take much to pull it loose. It was a gamble, but my options were limited. Success! I was risking death with every step, but so what? I felt like I was under a death sentence already. God, that was close. I was trapped on the theater side with no way back. It was a door onto the roof. I couldn't hear anything through the door. Nothing but silence behind the door. was somebody coming. I had to hide. The popcorn stand was my only option.
I shall miss Paris, my dear. It has been charming, has it not?
I shall never forget it.
But the city is becoming unstable, and we have no need of this space.
When will we leave?
Soon. My plans are working out perfectly.
Of course.
Yo!
It seems that we have a visitor.
Is this the right place for the audition? You again.
Aha, so this is the girl. Petra, my dear, you must introduce us.
Nicole Collard? Senor Susarro.
We have never met, and yet our lives have crossed.
For the worst.
In your case, that will certainly be true. Flap!
So, Bruno and I came to Paris. It was the first time I'd been back since the last time. I was on the trail of Susarro and the dragon power. We waited till it got dark. Then Bruno led me through the back streets to the place he suspected. I waited while he checked the readings on his mysterious device.
My calculations indicate that this is the place.
Behind that wall? Are you sure?
My machine tells me it is there, and I have no reason to doubt it.
Okay. Well, let's get inside and take a look.
No, I am not going in there. I said I would bring you here, and that is what I have done. I am not going in there.
Bruno, you're just being paranoid.
No, it is only paranoia when they are not out to get you.
Okay, Bruno, you stay here. Bruno was really jittery, but I guess he had a right to be. And these little streets were enough to make anyone nervous. Ostwald sure was scared. Bruno, do you have a moment?
Yes, I have many moments, George.
Bruno, are you sure this is the place?
Yes, here is the place the machine is indicating.
Well, if the machine said it was so, I wasn't going to argue. You really don't look too good.
You're not so hot on social skills, eh?
What I meant was, are you okay?
I am fine. You just take care of yourself.
How reliable is that machine? I mean, how many of these Earth power sites have you found with it?
You understand nothing.
It's not about understanding. It's about believing. Hey, that machine sure is a piece of work. Homes in on ancient dust, huh?
You are quite a witty man, I think, Mr. Stolbat.
You know, I like to keep things cheery.
I find it very tiresome. Please desist.
Sure. By the way, this place doesn't look right to me.
But the readings are very strong. Maybe you missed something.
It was just a door. Nothing interesting about it. Nope, not that way. The door to the repository was old and heavy. They sure didn't want anyone taking their books. The place was quiet. I guess no one was home. The door was locked tight. I'd have to find another way in. Bruno had risked a lot to bring me here. I wasn't about to go sightseeing. It was a large recycling dumpster. I wondered what sort of things the French recycled. The lid had been propped open. I couldn't close the lid from the ground. The window was latched inside. One of the panes was smashed, leaving a gaping hole. Suddenly, I was very scared of what lay ahead. Aha! The window opened easily. I found myself in a book repository. I could see very little in the dark. I needed more light. I hoped to find something useful, but I was out of luck. There was nothing in the boxes. It was a light switch. Nothing happened. It was a sturdy metal door. Books on cryptozoology, care and feeding. Imagine keeping a yeti as a pet. Think of the hairballs. Yuck. Books on conspiracy theory. On the shelf below, the label read, Conspiracy Practice. A small metal filing cabinet. The labels on the drawers indicated that they were for storing the bills and paperwork. The drawers wouldn't open. They were securely locked. Books on sex. Nobody ever accused George Stobart of being scared to learn new tricks. The Kama Sutra. Of course, people had more joints in those days. Sex, a one-man mission. Well, only if you can't find a woman. Problems in the sack. Ah, I see. That should be in the vegetable section. Books on relationships. Looking for love in the strangest places. I made a mental note to stay away from bookshops for the rest of my life. Books on the occult and the paranormal. Sacrifice Made Easy. 101 Ways to Kill a Goat. The perfect Christmas gift. This was a strange section. Secret doors and tunnels, construction and maintenance. There was a little plaque on the top of the shelf. These books kindly donated by the governor of Alcatraz. Just some filing cabinet drawers. The labels on the drawers were old and unreadable. The filing cabinet was locked and I didn't have the key. It was a sturdy metal door. There was nothing behind the door, or my ear problem was back. It was a light switch. There was a box in the way of the switch. The room was just a storeroom. Deep scratches had scarred the floor. The trap door was set flush into the floor. Even with nothing in the way, the trap door was difficult to see. There was a gap between two of the floorboards just big enough for my fingers. Pulling it open must have caused the scratches. A ladder led down into a well-lit passage. It looked like Bruno could be right. The ladder led back up to the repository. A crafty place to hide a secret tunnel. That door wasn't going to open. It was some kind of ancient boiler. It was like something from a horror movie. I half expected to hear screams coming from inside. Hey, they got a show! It was some kind of a rehearsal. As a one-time director of the Idaho Players, I was no stranger to the thespian arts.
Where is it? We must have the location.
I tell you, I don't know.
Ah!
Let me do this properly. I know I can break her.
As you wish, Petra.
I'm not scared of you, you bunch of thugs.
Bravo! Ooh!
Senior Cicero, sir. Sorry to bother you.
Yes, what is it now?
We got a little problem downstairs.
Do be precise, Flap. What kind of a problem?
An intruder problem. A guy's getting killed problem.
Ah, just as I was getting comfortable.
Susarro! This was no rehearsal. And the girl giving the Oscar performance was my old friend Nico.
This is very tiresome. You will stay here, Miss Collard. Don't try anything.
Some hope. What do you think I'm going to do? Ask the audience for help?
Flap, you watch her like a hawk.
Like a hawk, Senior Cicero.
The name is Susarro. Senor Susarro. Do try and make an effort, Flap, or I shall have to kill you too.
There was no point in coming all this way for nothing. I had to know why this place was so important. These were obviously the main doors in and out of the theater. The door was locked and I didn't have a key to open it. I couldn't open it because it was locked. I kept thinking of Nico's desperate situation. The panel controlled the sound. Nico really needed my help. The sound equipment controls were completely wrecked. How was I going to help Nico? The panel was wrecked beyond repair. I needed to find a way to help Nico. This panel was broken too, wrecked on purpose. I needed to find a way to help Nico.
What's that? Who's up there?
I realized the thug would spot me if I hung around. The direct approach was out of the question. As soon as I stepped from the shadows, I'd be spotted. I had to find another way onto the stage. I couldn't risk going on stage while the thug was still there. He'd hear me before I moved an inch. Whoa! The gangways were dangerous. They'd fallen away in places. It was a long way down. The rope held up the lighting rig. The lighting rig lowered part of the way, but then jammed fast. Hanging from the rigging was a sandbag, which acted as a counterweight. Another sandbag was hanging from the rigging. I knew this would get his attention. Gotcha now. Well. Nicole Collard, tied to a chair, needing to be rescued. Again.
George! Don't just stand there. Untie me!
You know, this is becoming a habit. Maybe you should seek help. Okay.
Come on! Hurry!
Jeez, these knots are tight. Aha! Got it. Seriously, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. And it is good to see you. Your timing's perfect.
It always was.
So, how's Idaho, George?
Same as ever. It's a great vacation state. You ought to visit sometime.
Got any friends who'd put me up?
I could put a word in for you.
You're a real sport. Why the sudden interest in theater?
I'm on the trail of a guy who killed one of my clients. A man called Susarro.
That's the maniac who captured me.
I know. I was watching from the stalls. Thought you were pretty good, by the way.
Thanks. I wasn't looking forward to the next scene, though.
Yeah. Those guys, they got their own special twist on the word corpse.
So tell me about Susarro.
Susarro connects back to the Neo-Templars.
Surprise, surprise. That explains idiot guy over there.
So why are you here?
The blonde. She killed the guy I was due to interview. Tracking her down brought me here.
We're working on the same case. Now that's amazing.
Only if you believe in coincidence. Do you?
No.
Me neither. Come on, George. We can't sit around here all day.